welcome to the Minnesota State Mavericks Dynasty. Now, before we begin, I want to set a few ground rules. This dynasty will not be run like my other previous dynasties in the past. This dynasty will be done on my own accord, on my own time. Unfortunately, I will not have the time to sit there and do a live stream in the offseason like I always have done, because I'm trying to do this a different way than previous dynasties. I hope you guys understand. Another thing you guys may have noticed is that teams are already 95 overall. Do not worry, guys. I will be working with this roster to optimize it to where I have to work and rebuild, and I'll explain the rules later on as I go on. I'm working on the roster as we speak to make sure that this team is actually a rebuild. Also, if you guys haven't noticed, the TeamBuilder website is up, question mark. The website is technically working, but it doesn't allow you to save your teams on the TeamBuilder website to your PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360. I have contacted EA about this before. They said they're working on it, but I'm not going to hold them to it, and I'm still hopeful. You can only be hopeful. So I know there's been a few other YouTubers out there that said hashtag save TeamBuilder, and I'm all for it. The more we activate ourselves into the conversation, the more this will get resolved. And if we continue to do that, I can update this TeamBuilder to try and optimize it to make it better in future years of this dynasty. But with that being said, I want to get into some of the ground rules of this dynasty to, give it a little bit more of a challenge for myself. Maybe even be a little bit more cynical than previous dynasties. And remember, some of these rules are subject to change. None of these rules are set in stone, but it's a nice place to start. Rule number 1. To start, we will reside in the MAC conference. We may go to the Big 10 later on. We may go to the Big 12. Probably most likely the Big 10 though. But to start, we will reside in the MAC. Rule number 2. We can only recruit 1 or 2 star players or JUCOs. We cannot go after 5-star players, 4-star players, or 3-star players. If they happen to recruit with us, it's because they walked on. There is an extension to this rule later on in the video that I will explain. Rule number 3. Outside of the University of Minnesota, we must schedule top 25 teams at random. So we cannot choose who we play in the top 25. They will be selected at random based on a random number generator that we will have. Rule number 4. My best player will be no higher than 73 overall to start this dynasty. In year 2 and beyond, it is subject to change. But in the first year, outside of that 73 overall player, no player shall be rated higher than 70. And that player that I chose to be 73 overall is my kicker. You guys may be wondering also, Sin, what kind of schemes are you running? Well, I'm glad you've asked. With the help of some of my friends here, we have come up with a good enough scheme to try and make it more of a challenge for me on offense and defense. On offense, we will be running a pro style offense with a 60% run and 40% pass play calling scheme. On defense, we will be running a 3-3-5. 3 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, 5 defensive backs, and we'll be defending the pass and the run equally. And finally, to extend on rule number 2 that I had discussed earlier, I have devised a plan that quote unquote punishes me for winning and losing. So here is those set of rules here to extend on rule number 2. If I win 0 to 3 games, I have a chance, that's the key word, chance, to get a 5-star recruit that I can use for scholarship for the next following season. 4 to 5 wins will land me a 4-star recruit that I can go after the following season. 6 wins / bowl eligibility at 6 wins flat will get me a 3-star recruit that I can go after the following season. 7 to 9 wins, I will be able to lose 3 2-star recruits that I will be going after the next season. And if I win 10 to 12 games, I will only be able to recruit 1-star players or JUCOs. So now you can kind of see where this dynasty is going to be going. It gets rid of the incentivizing of tanking to get better players, but it also can really hurt me if I try and do well. But if I'm doing well with those players, it kind of just speaks volumes of how easy the game can come to me. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this dynasty. I will be starting this dynasty up very soon. I will be generating the schedule all by myself here, and I will be choosing these teams at random for the out of conference games. And I hope to see this dynasty do well. I cannot wait to bring you guys the first game. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.